Hello out there. My name is James, and I entitled this to the people out there who are in the different religions of the world. A- As you know, there's a time we in a state of chaos that we in, and I I know that in, in there are people out there in this world that's trying to find some safe way in the peace. What I want to start by saying is this: that and I watch videos of different spiritual beliefs and people go about how they go to different parts of the world trying to seek enlightenment, to seek knowledge, to have some type of ground. They feel like they can go to a higher self and a higher conscientious inner self. But overall, I must say this to you, that the most important thing when you're going through human suffering, when you suffer in this body, as any human being on the planet do, you want to make sure when when you pray, which is the best way, and meditate, is to go to the right door. Go to the right door. In the realm of when you close your eyes, you go just and your body is going through the meditation state and going through the prayer state, and you're calling out whatever whoever's your Messiah is. My question is to you: that the one you seeking enlightenment in, and when you're going through the mental struggles and when you're going through the physical struggles, because even though you have ate the right thing and took the right medication, but something isn't properly healing up, something in the realm of what caused from the eternal realm, which is a realm outside of time, and the eternal realm is affecting something in the natural realm that can be connected to your problem, can be connected something to your body. And so I know there's many people on the planet that pray and they fast and they go to different parts of the world and they burn sage, they burn all these different things. They're trying to find some enlightenment and some atmosphere to try to be set peace. If you know if you know anybody that maybe is ill, is in the hospital, and they have been closer and closer, and maybe you go off the meditation and pray, and something don't seem to activate, and even though you go on and you pay homage to your whatever lords you go to, but the problem's still there. You go you keep you pray and you fast and you pray 2 times a day, 3 times a day. You go and meditate 3 or 4 times a day, but something isn't right. Something isn't clicking, and it's frustrating because you see whoever you love, whoever's important into your life, something isn't adding up. Something is conflicting, and something is not really is giving you a temporary peace, but the only way is to get the one who has the healing to all the people in the religions out there. The only one that can properly stop the diseases of that affect the human planet. Sometimes some of the things is in the earth, that's true. Some things is in the earth that we can take in our body and can go the holistic way. That's true. I know that there's a lot of people that this the popular one of the popular things is yoga. And I don't know how many of you know about yoga. This is one of the subjects, and I know people say that it releases breathing, it releases tension, it gets your body in wellness, and you do all these things to try to meditate. And it's supposed to give you some type of release or some kind of something internally is trying to be released, and it sounds good in the natural. But what you don't know, something in the spirit is taking place. Something in the spirit whatever you giving yourself this entity to. And there are entities over there. There are entities that were set up by a system that opposes the one we call the Most High. It's a separate system that he does not recommend to go over and be a part of, because in the realm of those who believe in the Most High, we know that He's a spirit, and through His Son Yeshua. And see, in the realm, they see everything. When you meditate, they see you. In all the kingdom, in His kingdom sees you. In the other kingdom see you too. They see what you pray and what you put out. And therefore, in the realm, they see the entity that's over, that you have given yourself to, that has taken over your body. And it was something that wasn't sent out of the kingdom. It was something that seemed like it was temporary peace, but it was something that was able to fulfill and deliver you from that problem. A lot of this is goes beyond the Bible. Where we learn this from, when people get to a maturity of understanding that it something comes from the internal realm into the now time, affects it. And so whatever you chanting to, whatever you trying to call on something, you get some kind of, you think you get some kind of results, but what you're pulling is something that you might not, if the Most High will open up your eyes, it would probably scare you to death, because whatever it is that you're trying to meditate, it ain't gonna give you peace. It's not from His kingdom, the one that created everything in the earth, the one that laid the foundation, the creatures that you see, the massive land and beauty, and what some people call nature out there. See, He's the one that created it. He's the one that put the clouds that's in the sky, and the sun where it's at, and the moon is where it's at. And up in the eternal realm, where He dwells, there's no other God. There's not a bunch of gods trying to compete against each other. He is the ultimate one, because He was the one that spoke the light into the universe. Where He sits in the realm is when He sees people on the planet. It kind of saddens Him for the ones that have yet, because and He knows sometimes it's not their fault. Sometimes it's some things brought on by tradition, and some things brought on by rituals, and some things thought by generations. The only way, if you got something afflicting your body, the only way there's a door you have to go to. But the door you're going to is the wrong door. The key you got is the wrong key. To get to the door of heaven, to access to the door of heaven, to give you the peace and to give you the inner healing that your body needs. And what the human body needs, God don't want you out to pose and doing all these string stretches and all these things that trying to so-called stretch out your body. The Most High has a way of you exercising without paying something to the ancient rituals of the land of which, let's say, yoga came from. Because even though it looks good on the outside, it's not good on the inside because it's structuring your body. And it's something that takes over your personality and it changes you and it slowly changes. And maybe you may not see it, but sometimes if it maybe something, but you can feel something that dislocation isn't right. To put your body in abnormal forms to get some kind of blood pressure release or some kind of stress release is not the accurate way of getting peace of mind. Because what it is that you go into another kingdom that bring up another would bring up in the ancient spirit that's a familiar spirit, and that's what you give it to an ancient spirit that has walked the land, that it is that has given you paying homage to. And when you go to those whatever country you live in, and when you see the statues of what look like be men, or some of them don't even look real. You give it to ancient spirits just like they did in the ancient times. You can't get a result out of the ancient spirits. Therefore, you are possessed with the spirit, and the peace that you're seeking, it ain't gonna let you have peace in your mind. They're gonna keep you running. They're gonna keep you bound up. The only one that can give you the peace, the only one that can give you the healing, the only one that can set the bars, can set things straight. If you were born with this formality, if your arm, your hand was disformed, and your feet was disformed, and maybe something was dislodged on your body. None of those messiahs and none of those lords that you give them can straighten out the body. The key is not in their court. So the only court that it has to go to is to the one what we call, some people call him Yahweh or Elohim. And Yahweh and Elohim has a son called Yeshua. Now, a lot of people don't believe that he has a son. He's Yeshua, but it's been documented in every Bible throughout many ages since the ages of time. That meant every nation on the planet knows that the witness and event of every event, which was a true event, what took actually place at that time in the Middle East, when the time he was going through it in the earth in his 33 years. And what makes, what we call Jesus, when we say Yeshua, some people call him Yeshua, what makes him stand out beyond, it's not that some things that he would say just come prophetically. No man, no prophet, not too many people could do under a certain authority what he can do. But he had to be one with the universe, not with the one with the universe, the one with the Most High. I'm sorry, with the one with the Most High, who is his Father, and able to operate and set things straight. And the same things that if you ever pick up a Bible, a holy Bible, and you see the symptoms of the people that were going, there were all different types of people there in the Bible. There were people that were mentally disabled. There were people that was physically disabled. There were people that had all these different conditions, possessed with demons. One story tells you about a man that was out there cutting himself out there in the woods. These spirits, let me give you an idea. They are around today. Them stories are real. There are people are possessed with the same spirits that you see in the Bible. They are roaming the earth today. Because the spirit has no time. It has to go to a body in order to operate the body. It has to control the person's functions, if whatever the person get themselves into. And how it is able to get to something is whatever they dabbled into. And a lot of people in these Eastern religions have these ancient spirits. You give an homage to ancient spirits that really don't like you, because really it's a familiar spirit, which is a demonic spirit. It is here to possess you and control you. A good spirit that's from the Most High don't do that. A good spirit will give glory to him if it was a good spirit. It was from the Most High, and it would recognize and get you out of it. It's not going to possess you. It's not going to make you act a certain way, or just, if you don't do something, it'll haunt you in your dreams or mess with you at night. Spirits, I said, that's a bad spirit. And a lot of people open up the door in these other religions to the spirit. But the only one that can stop those spirits is the Most High and through his Son. Because when the time of the Bible, as we see it, as we know, he was crucified up on the cross, right? He paid for the sins of this world. This is to the actual belief. This actually happened, and his record of it in the land. What people don't seem to understand, that when he was up on the cross, when hell thought and Satan and his demons, his angels thought they had it all together. They thought they had it. It was done. Boom! It was gonna crush. Little that they know that when they hit the blood drops of hitting the earth, and it trembled down to where the part of the hell was, and something, they know something wasn't right. Something was coming. And when the one who was died up on the cross come out of his earthly suit, with his soul and spirit go into the earth, where this Satan, Lucifer, or the Satan, or however you say it, he had the keys of life and death. And Yeshua, Jesus, who we call, who was the Son of the Most High, because his spirit, and the reason why he's the Son of the Most High, because there was witnesses when he got baptized. It was a voice that came out of heaven, and there were witnesses there that said, "This is my beloved Son." And then when they looked, there was a spirit of a dove that as it's described, and that the spirit saints with the one that basically, put him in the womb of his mom, escorting him to his mother's womb, and he's holy. And nothing about this. So when Yeshua Jesus stepped into the earth, let me tell you how powerful he is in the afterlife, that the eternal life, that every spirit, no matter what rank, whatever you pray into, it has to succumb to his kingdom. No matter what dimension, that in whatever part of the world, whatever, if it's something that would manifest, if you believe in that it is manifest, it has to come to come into a line. Well, why is that? Because he has the key to life and death. The life, there's a spirit called death, and some people call it an angel of death. He got control over that. He has when he defeated and took the keys from Satan in the kingdom, whatever, and brought it up. He defeated no, let me repeat this, no Messiah from any part of the world have ever defeated Satan. No Messiah in any part of the world who you pray to, who and people pray, you see people playing Spanish statue, they cannot protect you from evil. They cannot protect you from evil. Because if somebody is evil and some demonic force get into a person and has a murdering spirit, it's going to murder. But if you don't call out to the right name, and you call out to that false spirit, it can't help you. This happens. This is why you see so much death and destruction. Is because people they go in different parts of East Asia, in Africa, in different places, praying to something that cannot protect them out of a realm. And it's a door is that in this celestial realm, the spiritual realm, there's only who got the power is the Most High, and he's not going to answer through these other entities, because it would take the way, and the reason why, and you can't call him these other entities' name because that's not his name. He's not into the statues. I mean, you don't have to put fruit at his feet. You don't have to go pray up to the tree. You don't have to go and do some kind of meditation dance. You don't have to do something like that. There's a certain way you worship. He has a certain worship and a certain praise system that he has to go through. And to these other Eastern religions, I said they must know that they must know this. It's too bad someone don't say it. They cannot, all the messiahs cannot, your Messiah cannot present death. Your Messiah can't stop the diseases. Your Lord, your Messiah, who you pray to, can't stop the diseases. It has no power to stop evil. Because this is an entity that has to be, this is in a territory up under the prince of the air. And this is running loose in the earth. And as you see, whatever part of the world you see plagues manifest out its unusual manifestation out of it, because it's something is over that territory. And whatever you're praying to, it's not there to protect you. And it's causing more disaster, and more death, and people trying to still pray to something that is not the entity you're praying to is not listening. If anything, it's probably in agreement with destroying the life or possessing a life, and to the point that it's destroy other life. But the one who gives life ain't out to destroy the life before coming to know who he is through the one he sent. And he sent the one that was able to raise the dead. He sent the one that was able to heal the diseases. He's able to have the one who's able to people who are possessed with things. There's only one name that can set the people free. This is the truth. This is the God. This is the honest truth. I speak to you this day. You can pray to any other name. It will not solve that problem if you don't go through the right proper channel. You have people that's in certain rituals. No matter if you do some kind of ritual with what they call in the pagan era, it cannot release you. And if it does, it's only temporary. It would do something, make you think that you got some power, but it can go back and get worse. Because if you ask for the wrong type of thing, it can literally possess you and cause your condition to get worse. and can try to control you. And you don't want something like that to control you and not give you no peace. And so you have to do something, defile, whatever, and listen to this entity and act on that this entity was trying to control you. But the only way you can get peace is through the one that conquered death and hell and the grave. He's the only one that can come that it was came back, and this is witness is written in the book that witnessed his after his resurrection, that had a body from the eternal realm, that was able to walk and sit down and eat with people. And it was the same ones that heard that when he came back up from hell and come down and was there and was walked among the present day earth at that time, among after it was ruled that his death went all throughout the world, all throughout that region, that he had died. That was it. It's a wrap. The only one that has the power to from that time until this time to heal is what some people call him Jesus, and some of us call him Yeshua, or some people call him Shah, but that the one that was put up on the cross, basically, and is the one that it is the Son of the Most High. Is the one that is given. Now there's certain religions that say don't believe that he's the Son of the Most High, in which they clearly, if that was what they saying, if they don't believe that he's Son of the Most High, then you basically lying to the Creator, lying about the Creator, because he let the people know who was at the time at the baptism of when John the Baptist laid down and let the present be known. The Most High, when he puts a scripture, and we go to church, and some of us, whatever, some of us believe in the church, and some believe in the Hebraic faith. When we go to church, God is speaking and leading us to that time. But not only that, when he's leading us to that time, he said that the time that you reading this is the same time this is actually happened. The same spirits that was doing all that stuff and personality of people is the same spirits that's in operation today. A lot of people don't seem to know it. Some people don't believe that this, but there are people out there who have experienced some things, some supernatural things, that have encountered some things and dabbled in some things and has scared the living crap out of them. And because it was up on it of trying to seek some type of power or a curiosity that most people do. But the one who was given the power was him. He's the only one that can heal. He's the only one that will prove to himself that he has the power. If you just call and just pray, just pray, ask questions, open up your mouth and say who is the one, because there's some people are finding out who is the truth, who is the love. Why is that the ones that call on his name is so happy and joyful? Why is that the ones that call on his name get their mind set free? Why is the ones that call on his name that the doctor told him that was something going on in their body and he could have had 6 months to live, but when they went back to the doctor, the symptom was gone no more. And that goes to what I was saying. You got to have a certain key, and a lot of people don't have the key because they in families throughout the world praying to a false god on some island or some country somewhere, trying to figure out how to get out of poverty, how to get healing, and how to get set free of some things. And you cannot, it's the only one that can set you free is the one that reigns on the Most High. And when you give the one on the Most High his due, he when he shows himself to you and proves that he is the door, that through him is the door, is the right way to come through, to come to the court of heaven. When you leave this body, that is the one. And when you do, you might want to renounce some of these religions. When you do, you can't keep both. You can't be a compromiser. You can't keep your old ritual religion, your old worship system, because the Most High don't share his glory with nobody. He don't want to share his system with another worship system. And that when people do yoga and these other things, when doing these different arts and different ways and functions and winds, and they go off the ancient, what they call the ancient ancestor, you're going through some type of doing some kind of worship and praise that has nothing to do with the Most High. And he sees in an eternal realm of the kingdom of heaven. He sees where all the praises, and when people are down here, he's seeing not only you in the natural, but he sees what's the spirit, what's behind it, what you're doing with the movements, with the praise, with the worship, with this, and no matter if it's a Buddhist, a Tibetan monk, he knows the prayers, but he's not answering the prayers because it's not a proper channel to come through. It's not a proper channel because it's not a compromising channel to come through. It has to come through a certain doorway in the realm of the eternal realm in order to access to heaven that is up to his choice to release the miracles, the signs, the wonders. And so there's not a man on this earth can do it without it. No man has his own power to compete against the Most High God, maker of heaven, earth, and the universe. No man can do it. And he said that his glory should not be shared with no man. He's not going to let no man have his secrets into his how to release things up out of his kingdom. And there are people experiencing things and who are experiencing miracles who have been out there, have been atheists, who've been unbelievers, or people in different religions. And there's testimony out there that can tell you that this is what they've experienced. They were in this particular, let's say Islam, or they was Hinduism, or they was doing some far out with pagan or Wicca, something like that, until they come to the truth, knowing then God has to show them what's the spirit, what you were praying to, and what's the entity behind it, and what it's leading to. And when that entity finds out, it's going to be upset. It's not going to let you go. And it can almost cost you your life. So my advice is for people, just pray out and ask. If you get on your knees at night, just pray and just keep pressing and ask, is there one that the people are saying about is Yeshua Jesus? Who some call Yeshua, they should call Jesus. Is he your son? If you're a Muslim or any of these other religious groups, ask it, seek it for yourself. He will be glad to answer. He will be glad to answer you, because his desire is wants you to come through that door. His desire is to have one-on-one and have relationship with you, and that's the truth. Because he don't want you falling out something, because whatever you're praying to and whatever you're worshiping to is going to something else. And where the Most High God, the one who spoke everything into existence, he sees things. He sees all things in the natural and the supernatural, because where he's at is the eternal realm. So he knows when you praying and you out there meditating and doing all these meditations, he knows where that come from, and he knows the pattern, the portals, and everything of where it's going, and how it's connected to you and your body, and how it's affecting your whole being. And it's not his will for you to be up under some being, some fallen spirit that wants to control and suck the life up out of you, or control you, or possess the things around you, or break up relationships around you, because, or have you possess other people and be like a spirit that's trying to lead others down the direction, a dictating spirit. So this is what when you pray into these entities, you, they can't set this. It's the God's truth. They can't set you free from something in the supernatural, because whatever's in the supernatural, an eternal realm, which is outside our five senses. See, we have, the five senses. You have taste, touch, hear, smell, and hear, and that's our five senses. So our five senses. There's a realm outside of there, outside of time. There's time where we at right now, and there's a realm that's next to our realm. And he sees everything that is going around in the natural, and it come and whenever time when people are praying or they're chanting or they're doing some type of thing, something is moving around, and it could be going into their body. It could be going and making them act out in different kind of ways, destroying relationships, having people act crazy and weird, unusually weird, that some people would never really do. And the point is that the only way to get peace in this earth, the only way to get the healing that you need, even if you have family that you see someone suffering, even if it's in your own household, the only one that can set you free is the one that died on the cross. That's guaranteed. The only one, if you was laying on your deathbed you was in the coma, the only one that can get you out the coma is him. Let me see what I'm saying. The only one that can get you out that coma, out that bed, get you that healing on your bed, or if you go into operation, the only one that can give you the proper healing to heal the body. Even your own body was designed to worship the Most High. It is designed to worship Him. And so the proper channel to get through the Most High, and no matter, as a human being on this planet, is through Him. Whether you're a man or woman or child, it's through Him. It's the only way. I know a lot of people don't want to believe it, and there's people out there trying, and they never can. They stuck in the same frustration. They stuck being depressed. They're stuck because they're doing the same thing over and over and over again. And it's because you can't be set free from depression. You can't be set free from that healing. You can't be set free from that deliverance unless you go through that one door. And it's a door you have to go through. You can't yoga it out. You can't tai chi it out. You can't call on and light things around the candles around your house. It ain't gonna do it. But you call on the one of heaven and earth, the man who can manifest the power into the earth, like he did then, just like he can do now, and he's doing it now with people who all they do is pray and they fast. And when you pray and you fast, you're gonna get some results. And you just keep praying and fasting and praying and worshiping. It's like you're knocking at the door, and sooner or later he's gonna answer. And especially he's curious on the one, like this person is of this different religion, but the person asked the question, and the Most High is not a stuck up, stubborn God. He wants you to come. He wants you to know Him, because when you get to know the Most High, you ain't gonna want to go worship the statues. You don't even want to go fly somewhere around the world and go paint on a short tree. When you find out the one that can give you the comfort, and answer all the things that you need, and put you in a state of peace, put you in a state of happiness that you need, and at the same time can give you healing, can prosper your household in the midst of a storm, in the midst of a collapse right now. Is only He is the one that can give you that. Even you can people have tried to find different ways out. There's going to be people out there trying to find different, but they can't seek the peace, and it can affect their household, and it can affect their loved ones. So in some cases, it can affect their marriages if they're married. But this is the God's honest truth. The only way you will ever be set free is through His Son, who some call Jesus, and some call Yeshua. Jesus Christ is the one put upon the cross. And a lot of people, and the reason why that not only He died for our sins, but when He died, the Most High said that things has to come subjected to Him in all dimensions, from the bottom of the earth to the top of the earth. All things submit to Him, because He's the King of Kings and He's the Lord of Lords. He's the ultimate power. He has a billion angels around him. I mean, you can't get. It is what it is, and and the angels that some people familiar with, in the different couple three deliverance. And let me see, you heard of Gabriel, Michael? They're up under him. They don't answer to the other gods. They're not going to compromise with the other gods. Even if there's probably an angel assigned to your life. If it was angels, he can't compromise with the gods. He can't compromise with the ancient gods, especially when he comes from the Most High. He's there to govern, watch over, and protect you from time, because it's not your time to die or experience death yet, or something even worse, or something about to that category. And so everything is subjected up under him. And the Spirit, who is given to those at the time, who is the one at the Pentecost, is in the earth right now. And that's something that the church don't want to talk about. That the one on the time when he died, the one, and when he tell the disciples that I will not leave you orphan, but there is one to come to testify in my name. It will be your teacher and your comforter and your guide. He's the one that to this day is still in the earth. And so when you accept him, the next one is to get the Spirit, to get the Father's Spirit. That can, and then he guides you, and you stick with him all the way through. And it's like a ring of a protection. You have a shield around you in that eternal realm. And baby is free. And you come in the truth. And it's love, and it's a loving thing. And even when you time, and even when we go through these things in life in this planet, but when you have Christ and you have the Father's Spirit that is in you, he gets you through the rough times and gets you out of some situations when you can't think, when you get in panic or you get into a crisis. The only one that can pull you through is the one that Yeshua said would testify of him. Once you receive Yeshua, Jesus, once you see him, then once you see him, everything, and you just calm down and know that everything, then when you calm down and you quiet yourself, that's when you're able to speak and calm you down, and that you know that everything gonna be all right. Because sometimes we don't see things as coming in this life because everything is so crazy. It's insane. People going off the wall and things like that. Things, you're hearing bad news every day. You're seeing bad things happening every day. But there's a protection, there's a shield can keep you in an hour of danger. And the Most High will never leave you. He will never leave your side. He's there. Sometimes I know we all struggle with that. That wonder when you're going through things, pain, depression. When you have those moments, it feel like is he really listening to me? Is he really caring? He's really there. Especially after you have a connection with him through his son. He definitely cares. He's more aware because you are his, and that makes you special even yet. And you will get a merited favor from the Father, because just like your natural parents, he wants to give you things that your heart desire, and he wants to please. As long as he said you acknowledge him and don't go and compromise with these other things, these other false worship systems, because because really the one that was evil, the one that we know as Satan was the devil, his whole plan is to take this that put God in the position, try to irk him to put him in the position that he just keep cursing people, putting people in the hell, you know, and basically so he gets you in the you disobey, you really hate and despise God to the point that if you die, you just basically cursing yourself and put yourself decision that you rather ride or die with Satan down in hell. And which nobody should want to do that, but you down there being tormented for eternity. And for what I heard from people with testimony that the Most High allowed them to experience that, just an inch of that, there are people that were telling the truth, they had the experience. How they were telling the truth because the stories were exactly the same thing. A lot of times, how you know when someone telling the truth, you hear about two or three, four testimonies of people, and who don't even know each other. That they don't speak each other's language, whatever. They probably before they even got into social media, but if they have the same experience, no matter what part of the world, the same he shows the same time. That's God letting them know in every different language. Tell them Yeshua, Jesus saying this place exists, heaven exists, and hell exists, and it does exist. And it's not Yeshua that wants to see you go to hell. He don't want you going through a system, effectively a worship that wants to pay homage to something, or your own self as an idol or anything else as an idol, because he takes offense to that. Because like you taking place and put yourself elevate like on a level like he is, and no one shares his elevation like he is, because he's the top one. He's the one that paid for it all, and everything succumbed up under to the glory to his Father, and that's the proper doorway. Now there's other people, and there's either other religions that's tried to call out their Messiah, and it was other religion that even there's either there's a sector even in the Jewish religion that try to pick up on the Babylonian system. When the Most High God told them, don't go out and go necromancy, go out consulting with some familiar spirits. That means lighting candles, doing with Ouija boards and things like that. Don't do that. And saying that and trying to get someone out of the grave, because what you're doing, you're pulling the entity out of that. If you do these things, you're going into another dimension that you might get something that you don't want something out that dimension, and it could be real. It could cost you your sanity, and it could cost you your life. And so, but you have a segment in the Jewish community that does this. That consult with things like this, but they're not the only one. There's other religions that do this, other people that do this under different names too, and it's very, very dangerous, because why this thing claiming that it is going to listen to you, but this thing can give you an attitude and turn itself on you and say, "I'm going to control you." Then you get yourself over something like that. It can control your body. It can control your sanity, because it is at a dimension that you can't stop it, and it can torment you. So that's another reason why you don't want to mess with something in the supernatural. if you're doing something supernatural, don't do it. But seek, my brother, my sister out there, my friend, if you see anything in the plant, who has the truth, where you can get your healing, where you can get your sound mind and peace and love and joy and happiness, get on your knees and pray and call out to the Father, the Father. He would gladly to show you, because his desire is that once you come into that right direction of the Most High, where he's at, that's his desire. He's a God that don't want you to lead you down, because he sees it from the realm. In that realm where he's at, where the angels at, they see things. They see stuff that human beings conjure and do and conjure up. They see the spirit going from one body to another body. They see it. And it's only so much they can do unless someone pray and intervene on it. And they can stop it. But it has to be someone that have to go in the name of his son and ask the Father, and then for them order to convene. Otherwise, the hands is tied. It's because everything we do is out of self-will. And God he makes us a choice to come to self-will. But wouldn't that be awesome to give your self-will to the one that can heal you? Wouldn't you want to be part of the one that can bring peace to your house, bring joy, bring healing, bring prosperity in your spirit, in your mind, in your body? In prayer, you pray on your family, and you see your kids are happy and they're healthy, or your elderly parents or someone like that, your friends, everybody around you, by praying. Not the opposition is not going to come and test it, but at least it could be a situation where it could be creepy, strange things. People get on unusual accidents and things like that. But while you connected to the right one, by you connected, have that relationship, stop that. It could stop someone from getting into an accident just by who you worship. This is the truth. Just by who you pay homage to, pay who you pray to. And to me, I don't do nothing like those ancient Eastern religions or something that's even in the physical activity like Tai Chi and yoga, because it's going to foreign gods. It's paying homage really to the foreign gods over in that land. And that's why a lot of people don't realize it. And I know it sounds healthy, it sounds like thing, but the Most High will give you a certain way to exercise. You want to relieve and exercise your body, but he's not going to allow you to pay homage to something and let you get the truth. And there's truth out there. He don't want you possessed with another spirit. That's the truth. And that's what these things, eventually it takes form to the point that you heard about the chakra, but there's something behind. Even there's a spirit behind that they said from the top of your head to the skull that they said takes up like a snake. There's a spirit of a snake behind it. It kind of cripples you, kind of messed up your spine over time. You got your spine in a certain position just by doing yoga. So something from the spirit realm can affect your bones in your body, the muscles and ligaments in your body. That's how, because this thing takes over. It takes, and you do it so much, it takes on a life of itself in your body. This is the truth. That's why I wouldn't do it. A lot of people, they need to get out of yoga and things like that category, because it takes on a different life. And I'm talking about something totally different. Right? Because what happens in the natural started in the supernatural and eternal realm. It's almost like it's like a symptom, And before you get the natural of a cold or something caused the atmosphere. You didn't see the germs, but the germs was there that caused the what they call phlegm, coughing and sneezing. We didn't see it affected, but soon you felt the results of it. And the next thing you know, you're going down getting sick. But that's the same way. You may not see it, but sooner or later you're gonna feel it. And you have to be careful. And a lot of people getting off in this self meditation stuff. The only one you should meditate is the one of the Most High. And it goes back to saying he don't share his glory with nobody. He don't want you meditating to something like that if you belong to him. And don't compromise with someone who's doing that too. If they choose to do that, you can't really be really much around them because there's a conflict right there where he's at because there's certain things that we may not understand, and sometimes it might even have to cause a division simply because something wasn't right where we don't see the Most High God see through his son Yeshua Jesus see things that, and I've learned this that sometimes like, why did this happen? Why did this person you're no longer friends with this person, or you no longer associate with this person? It could be because of what they have been dabble into or what they into, and we can't see it, we can't discern it, but he can see it and discern and actually see it and discern it and try to kind of get you out the way so to protect you. Because the Most High, when you have a relationship to his son, Yeshua Jesus, he is the one that brings you out of those things. And once you're in his protection, those entities you was once worshiping, they can't come back at you when you get baptized in his name, you get filled with the spirit. It's sealed in the natural and it's sealed in the spirit realm. Once you say you profess your name to his name and take on his name and go down in his name and receive the Father's Spirit, you're sealed. You literally you sealed. All you have to do is pray, worship, and keep on with the word and keep it up. You all have to do that. But and whatever it has to break loose. Whatever entity that was controlling that person, it has to break loose. Because like this person it's all about will, a person's will, give over to. And so it has to go. Eventually it has to let that body go, let that person go. In that realm, it has to let it go. And it ain't gonna be easy, it's gonna be a fight. Because when I was there was times when I experienced that being at a church and going through deliverance and dabbling in something that I did a long time ago. And I felt the results of it. So I know that this stuff is real. A lot of people don't, it's not about religion. It's about relationship with the Most High. And once you understand the relationship, once you get beyond, if you're at the right church or the right teaching, they'll teach you, the right teacher can teach you this stuff happened and can prove to you when you go through deliverance and how to get up out of it. Because you'll know it's a fight in your spirit. Something can't stand, trying to hold you back. Don't want you might don't want to go to church or go be among the brothers or a house where they worship and fellowship and calling on the name of Yeshua Jesus through his son, the Most High. I mean from the Most High Son. And when that entity discovers that, it don't want to let you go because it's got a housing in you, and they don't want to come out that house. And this is all true. And sometimes it's from it could be from an ancient spirit. That's because that you've dabbled in this cult, this religion so long. It said these certain prayers, do these certain chants, whatever, and it opened up a door. And when it opened up a door, something came through. And it says, "Oh, okay, you called, boom, go right through you. Instead of housing in your body." it alternates the personality, alternates your personality, the way you feel, the way you act towards people, and people might, some people you may not notice, but people around you may notice something ain't right. This is true. So my advice is to get on anybody. If you're in another religion, I urge you to get on your knees and ask and call out to the Most High's name and ask him into and some people I know have proper tradition take that. Ask us if his son, his name is Jesus. Because some people, they say, ask him to show you truth. Ask him to show you the truth. And if anybody get this message who's a non-believer or is in a different religion, let the Most High show you. Just ask him. Just to start talking to you, wherever you pray at, wherever you, just ask him. Just have a conversation and prayer. And he would. And if you're not, if you're not belonging to someone's church, he'll direct you to go to somebody. This is the truth. And what I'm saying to you, because it's the reality, that is reality. None of these other religions can't set you free. They can't do what, and literally physically they can't do it from supernatural realm. And nothing's going to move and take his glory from that assignment. And there's only so much you can do as a human being. Maybe eat the right foods, take the right medication. It might put something temporarily, but there's a symptom of it is still there. That is something the wound won't completely heal. It could be inside or outside, and that's the truth. But do not. I will say, don't go to meditation. Don't start meditation. Humming and doing those yoga poses. Don't do it. Call on the name. Pray. Use this. Pray. Pray. That's the best way. Because you do get one of them things, you're gonna get something else that's gonna be speaking. It ain't gonna be from his kingdom. It's something in that over that religion is going to possess you. That this came from. So that's my chat discussion for this evening. But I just want to let people know that there is a God. He don't share his glory. And there's a system. There's a system. There's a doorway. And his son is the door. No other. You can't ask. There's people that astral travel outside their body. They meditate outside their body. They can actually step out of their body and astral travel. I've heard people. I believe that can happen too. But that's going outside. That's going outside that realm. But God did never tell you to go outside that realm. So I plead with you. Then seek truth. Pray. Fast. And just keep knocking at the door. Ask him for the truth. Ask him what is this guy, what he's saying? Is he telling the truth about your son, Yeshua, Jesus? Ask him and just wait for the answer. That is this the proper way? Not only be a believer, receive salvation, accept his son, and receive his spirit. He'd be glad to answer that. And I hope that this message gets out to somebody who's, again, a non-believer or is in another religion or who's raised up under another religion. And then you see this video. And I pray that you do. And he's real. He's real. In that realm, in the spirit realm, is real. God, the Most High, is real. His Son is real. His Spirit is real. It's really. It's no fairy tale. It's no fake. It's no What you see in this world, in the natural, is the truth. Everything is made to glorify Him. The birds glorify Him. The trees in their own way glorify Him. Everything that has life has to glorify Him. And that's the truth. But I just want to drop that to you. Go to the right one. Meditate on the right one. Meditate on, do this. Pray. And say in the name of Jesus or Yeshua. Not Buddha. Not your other one. Trust me. And because the right one will give you more than peace, but can give you deliverance and healing. And what they call unwaveringly favor, where you might be hungry, you might be broke, but the Most High can give you unmerited favor where you could get favor from people. And if you walk this planet, you know how people can be funny. So it has to be the Most High to lay it on the person's heart to give. That's another way, because some people just don't do things out of giving. When some people do things, and you notice and I notice it, some people expect some things in return. Or they do something, they want you to expect to do something. But with the Most High, all He wants you to do is just pray and give Him the glory. That's it. Compared to man wants money or some kind of compensation or some unusual favor. That's true. So, my name is James. But it's something on my mind that felt me compelled to make this video. I know basically it was God. I'm sorry, I know it was God. But I just want to, because there's a lot of people seeking truth. And there's only one way to get to the truth. There's only one way to get to the healing, get your deliverance, get what you've been longing for. Heal some places in your body where you might be wounded during out your life. If you was a child, whatever. The only one that can set you free, is the Most High. No person can. No exercise can. No can set you free. Can give you how to bring the joy and love to your family. And honor. And love your family. You have kids or wife or husband, whatever, vice versa. The Most High is the way. He's the order of family. He's the order of He's a relationship. So what better one to get it from? These other ones, you have to do something and they don't hear you. So you try to do something. People in other religions that try to do something because something was told to by the father or father, and so on and so on. That if you do good things will come to you. If you do good. But with God, you just love. And He showing His love is just worship, praise Him, glorify His name, and have that relationship with Him. And think, and what person, because what one do you have the connection with the one of everything in existence? Where in man's world, you have to have a clique, you have to have a clout. People make you feel like you're less than anything, and that's so true. But with Him, all things are possible. So I hope that this message get out to somebody. But get on your knees and pray, and call out the name of Yeshua, of Jesus, and see what I'm saying and telling you is right. And that whatever, if you're in another religion or up under some other deity or something like that, or Lord or Messiah, or false way or another way that's supposed to be leading you to some type of enlightenment, ask, pray, and seek. Pray and seek, and he will reveal what you're praying to, what you're seeking to. And he will show you that he's the way. He's to show you that he's the one when you come to the end of your life. He's the one that's going to set you free. So that's the message out for tonight. That one you're seeking is the one that's going to set you free. The one's going to be able to protect you from harm, danger, death and destruction and murder. He's the one. He's the one that can stop time, make time. He's the one that if something was going to hit it, he know how to protect the ones that have a connection with him. And it might be others might have to perish because they choose not to have a relationship with him. That's the truth. Because his desires will, most people want to know him because I believe in the Most High's heart through his son Yeshua, that he wants to let every person know that he's the way, he's the only way, he's the only one we'll be able to see in eternity. But all these other ones is letting you know they're not going to be in eternity. They don't share his glory. All the false idols of gods or prophets you see, or some kind of Messiah you see in different lands in the world, people in impoverished countries trying to pray, hoping something will protect them from the calamity of disasters. But that spirit can't do nothing. What they praying to, that statue can't do nothing. They're praying to that tree, that animal, whatever. It can't do nothing. It can't protect you from the natural disasters or weather. It can't protect you from the diseases. Or someone's trying to take your life. Literally. If you don't have the one, have a relationship with the one who was brought down here for our sins and our transgressions, basically, the reality is you're screwed. This is the truth. As far as what's about to come up into the earth. And you have to be strong in the faith. We all do. So I made this kind of long, but I hope someone hear this and view it. And some people may not like it, but some people are going to like it, and some people might like it. But I just hope the ones that think about it, if I'm just see for yourself, just think about it. All you have to do, you don't have to believe me, or just get on your knees and ask the one. He wants to reveal himself to you. Ask the one. He's not going to spook you or going to shut you off, not want to hear you when he really wants to desire to hear you. If you don't have no connection, if you're not in that bond or that relationship with the Most High. And that's true. But anyway, so you guys have a good night, good morning, wherever you're at. And I pray that you take heed to this message and be blessed in your spirit. And I pray that you all have healing and that truth will sink, that you will seek the truth, and he will lead you to the truth. For he is the great I am, the one from the beginning to the one that is the end. And he will be glad to bring you on in. And I'm glad to present this message and just give it some think about it. Ask him what you're doing is right or wrong as far as exercise and all the other stuff too. He'll show you. He'll lead you to truth. And he'll show you what the cause of it when you don't too. You don't hide nothing because he loves you, especially when he picks you and you choose to listen to him. So anyway, my name is James. You guys have a good evening out there. Until next time, Hope to see you around to the next video. Take care now. Bye for now.